Hayley, my wife. I'm Donovan. We live here in Hillcrest and we have 3 daughters. Jessica, who's 12 years old, Shiloh, who's 5 years old, and Holly, who is 2 years old.
How we got involved with actually starting CityHope Disaster Relief was we were watching TV the one night and we were watching the news, and there was a particular documentary on the crisis in Somalia, and at that time it really was severe, and they had queues and queues of people lining up with their children to come and get food and medical supplies, etc. And we really just were so moved by those parents just standing in these queues and just having this absolute devastation.
We heard God speaking to us both very, very clearly, and that we needed to start up this disaster relief organisation.
One that's not ashamed of being Christians, and one that's really just not bound by denomination, and that we would have an opportunity to reach people in communities, having churches going in, being able to just really impact those communities.
It's amazing that when you have obedience to God once He's spoken to you, how He makes things happen, and supernaturally just so many things just fell into place. The kind of support and resources that we got from funding of the websites to national distribution partnerships to some of the product sponsors, and even the people that sit on the management or the board of CityHope Disaster Relief are captains of the industry.
As far as how the organisation actually works is we've obviously got a group of volunteers that put together the packs for us. We have a warehouse that is sponsored for us as well, where we keep our CityHope Disaster Relief packs. Those packs obviously contain various medical items, food items, stuff for the children, and then we also put in a religious tract. Once we have the disaster that we need to respond to, we then draw from that stock and we then send that out with our sponsors. That then is taken to the community by the local church, who will then go and distribute the disaster packs and pray with the people, etc.
To date, we've responded to around 15 or so disasters here in South Africa, in all the provinces. We have responded to the floods that happened in Mozambique, I think it was in early 2013, and then more recently the disaster situation that's unraveled in Somalia. We saw the situation, the desperate need of the people in Somalia. That's where God originally spoke to us to say that He wanted this disaster relief organisation to be started. We just heard God speaking to us again that we need to respond there. Where to from here? Well, we do know that God has got big things planned for CityHope Disaster Relief. If you read our mission statement on the website, we aspire to be a global organisation, and so that means if there is a disaster happening in Japan or in Haiti or in Somalia or in South Africa, that we want to have the capacity to respond there.